This changes everything for the Chicago Bears. They enter their rivalry game against the Green Bay Packers in week 14. Welcome to Bears Digest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Dylan Guinzy. Thank you for joining me once again. If you have not subscribed already, please do so. 85.9% of watchers over the last month are not subscribed, so be sure to hit that button and that bell, of course, for notifications, because we're going to be here every single day, every step of the way, the rest of the season. The Bears are heating up. Get subscribed so you're here for all the reactions, breaking news, everything that you can think of. So today, guys, we have some great news. There's going to be more coming out about this, but on the injury front, and some key players coming back for the Bears is going to be awesome for this defense specifically. So we're going to break all of that down, of course. Let me know down below what you guys think about this game in terms of your confidence level against the Green Bay Packers on the road. We're playing at Lambeau in that 325 Fox spot with Tom Brady on the call. So that's kind of your prime time spot. Green Bay is currently 6.5-point favorites. That's a little bit steep. I think if you're Ben Johnson, you are showing that to the team and you're telling them how disrespected they still are, even when they are leading the NFC and the division. So you got to go in there in the cold weather. Going to be probably like a real feel of right at 0 or negative. So going to be a lot of stuff to watch out for in this game. But let me know down below what you guys think. Always love reacting to you guys with you guys in the comment section. So thank you for doing so ahead of time there. So we'll get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, Brad Biggs released this tweet. They did practice yesterday, so the injury report is actually coming out today. This week's a little bit different with their updated schedule since they played on Friday, so it's a little bit wonky. So they practiced yesterday on Tuesday. Now the injury report's going to come out today, but some people were at practice and were able to see what was going on. So TJ Edwards and Noah Sewell were at least limited participants in today's practice. Team is yet to issue the injury report that is coming out here later today. But since multiple people saw them out on the field practicing in an active fashion, that means they were at least limited. We'll see if they actually ended up being full or not. And then we'll also see here tomorrow and Friday if they can get to full status, because that is telling us that TJ Edwards is likely back here this week, and that is absolutely huge for the Bears. That is going to change everything for this defense, especially when Tremaine Edmunds comes back here in a couple of weeks. If you can get your linebacker core fully healthy, you now have a fully healthy defensive secondary in your cornerback room, D-line, and linebackers, and that is going to allow Dennis Allen and these players to absolutely cook. It would not surprise me one bit if the Chicago Bears defense ended up in the top 10 in most statistics at the end of the year if these guys can get back very quickly. Now, we do play very good teams down the stretch, everything like that, I agree, but we are playing in very, very cold weather outside. All those things considered, I think this defense can really start to be aggressive and really stop people and stop getting, gashed in the pass game every now and then and things like that. So we're going to touch on the stats and everything like that here in a minute, but it is so important to get TJ Edwards back. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when he was playing earlier this year and he was actually healthy, the run defense was so good. Just his run fits and his ability to fit the gaps and everything like that in this scheme, it's an amazing fit, and he does a great job at doing that. And so although our backup linebackers have filled in pretty nicely for what we've needed, and we've come out with wins, but TJ Edwards is just a different beast. He is an amazing pairing with Tremaine Edmunds and even by himself. So very, very, very much so looking forward to getting TJ Edwards back. Same with Noah Sewell, just adding to that depth on the linebacker spot. I'm not sure if he will continue to start when he is back with these two guys, Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards, but Tremaine is not coming back this week, being on IR. So if Noah Sewell is back, I would imagine that puts him back into the starting role alongside TJ Edwards, and that is a much better pairing than what we have seen over the last few weeks. Noah Sewell has some weak spots in his game. Obviously, covering the pass is not the greatest, strong suit for him, but he is not too bad in the run as well. So him and TJ Edwards would be a massive, get back for the Bears to stop the Green Bay rushing attack, hopefully, and Josh Jacobs and everything like that. So that would be awesome for the Bears. Tremaine is on track to return. Ben said it the other day that he is looking for that to be, the shorter term IR variety. I think he is eligible to be or come off the IR next week and start his 21-day practice window. I would imagine if it were me that he would come back as soon as the next Green Bay game, which would be absolutely amazing. It is now prime time at Soldier Field at night on Saturday. That is going to be an awesome game. I would imagine 40, 50 million plus viewers for that game and that standalone game. If I were to guess there, or not 40 or 50 million, that was Thanksgiving. I would say just one of the highest watched NFL games this year, maybe 25 million, something like that. Would be incredible for this team, this franchise, this city to get that going and get Tremaine Edmunds back. I don't think he'll play next week against the Browns, but I think he's on track to return against Green Bay there. These are our current defensive statistics and where we're kind of looking at in terms of right now with the defense. The point value rank, 25.6 is not where we want to be. A lot of that is skewed from earlier in the season when we had that Detroit 50 burger on us. Yards per game, 27 to 359. Opponent points per play is 27, so mostly everything is in the back half. Opponent yards per play is also darn near last in the league as well. Third down conversions is where we make our money, and then turnovers as well. Those are really the only two statistics that are pointing out for the Bears. Like I said last week, before we played the Eagles, I was not confident in them getting any turnovers against that team. Well, they got 2 turnovers. Guess what? They won by, a possession and a half, you could say. And that was the difference. Nahshon Wright getting that fumble, Kevin Byard getting that pick on Jalen Hurts. That was kind of the difference in the game, getting those 2 turnovers. We got points off of them, and that was all she wrote. So that is the importance for this team. I think getting these guys back and healthy fully is going to boost all of these numbers way up. They're a little bit skewed right now, but overall the defense is our weakness on this team right now. And it's got to be addressed and it's got to be fixed, especially if we're going to make a playoff run and get into that position. So third down conversion has been great. I think we've been much, much, much more improved than what we saw with Matt Eberflus on third down. He always played those soft shell coverages, and it was the most just embarrassing thing watching Eberflus coach third downs. Guys would just run right to the sticks and would be wide open, and our guys would just be sitting there. Dennis Allen is much more aggressive. He is bringing a lot of different unique looks as well, and it's confusing a lot of quarterbacks and everything like that. So it's been awesome to watch there. And then, of course, the turnovers lead the league in interceptions, turnover differential, everything like that. So got to keep that up as well. But getting TJ Edwards back overall and Tremaine Edmunds here in the future, I think is going to be really beneficial, because the one key to this game here is going to be stopping Green Bay's rushing attack. We cannot let Josh Jacobs run all over us. Have to force them to throw in these elements when it's going to be very cold, windy, whatever that may be. We have to force them to throw more often than not if we want a chance to stay in this game for a good amount of time against the Packers. They're going to try to do the same thing. They're going to try to stop our rushing attack. It's one of the best in the league. They're going to sell out to do so, and they're going to make Caleb throw. So, in my opinion, this is going to be a game that's battled in the trenches and then the 2 quarterbacks. And that's really it. So Jordan Love is playing at a very high clip this year. If we just pull up his stats here really quick. 19 passing TDs. He does have a couple interceptions. It says 0 there, but he does have a couple interceptions. QBR, a good QBR. I think he is 3rd in the league if I read that correctly. But overall, he's been really, really good this year. So we have to be on our P's and Q's on Sunday to stop Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur in that play calling. They're getting wide receivers back, everything like that. So I do feel like Jordan Love does have a tendency to make mistakes if he is pressured very heavily and also forced to throw a lot. I feel like his best games are where he's throwing like 23, 24 times, like a 17 of 24 for 250 and 2 type of game. That's where Jordan Love is at his best. Now, if you're forcing him to throw much, much more than that, if you get a lead, if you stop the run, things like that, that's where he starts to crumble just a little bit, as most quarterbacks probably would. So that is goal number 1 for the Bears, in my opinion, here this week, is stopping the rushing attack and making Jordan Love throw a lot. They'll try to do that to Caleb as well. But overall, guys, this changes everything for the Bears. If they can get their linebackers back along with their secondary and have a fully healthy defense to go along with their fully healthy offense, that is going to get this team to start clicking right at the perfect time. Just like Ben said, playing their best ball in December. So thank you guys for joining Bears Digest. Once again, we're going to be here the rest of the week leading up to the Packers game. As always, bear down.